Yeah, we are here. Chat, what's the word? It's your boy
He is free at
HD.
last, free at last.
I'm here. My brother Ray's in the building. How you feeling, man?
After that episode, man,
Yes, sir.
SummerSlam is less than 3 weeks away. We getting spicy.
For everybody that's new to the stream, this is my brother Razor. It's your boy HD. Unwelcome your thoughts off the hip. We cover a bunch of things around here, but top priority is professional wrestling. That's what we diving into, chat. Moki, I appreciate that support right there. Hope everybody in the chat doing well. Appreciate y'all spending the evening with us. Whatever time it may be for you. It's midnight over here on the East Coast. It may be 9 p.m. for you on the West. Man,
Again, it's only Monday.
it's only Monday. I mean, let's get kind of right into it, man. Like, mommy's back.
Mommy's home.
Mommy is home. Monday night, mommy is back, man. Do you feel like? Because I was thinking this in the back of my head. I'm like, damn. I feel like the crowd is happy to see her, but they still got
Most
a thing
definitely.
for Liv. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
I
like,
mean, everyone loves a bad girl. Let's be honest.
and that's what I'm saying.
But
You
when
know,
Mommy comes out, it just hits a little different.
it's definitely two different versions, like two different types of bad girls we seeing right there, right? Yeah, it's just so like the dynamic between the three of them right now is just it's continuing to improve. I feel like we could get into because they got so many segments again. Judgment Day featured so much on Raw, right? But you can go and look as to how I feel like this episode they trying to distract us from Finn again a little bit, like you know what I'm saying, make you like
Did he even have any worse today? I don't think so.
he just tried to justify to Rhea Ripley.
Oh,
Oh
that's it. She got the belt back. Sorry about it.
yeah, and she deaded them real quick, like yeah, nah, like whatever.
As long as the belt's here, it is what it is. You ain't my problem right now. But she's probably looking at Finn saying, "I seen what you did." Also, did you happen to catch how they started the show with the entire history recap for her entire absence?
Beautiful,
So
well
they doubled
done.
down again, showing Finn swiping the card one more time.
Yep. They played
Masterfully
that
done.
beautiful. Yeah, they played that beautifully because the way, like you said, they led up to it. You got Liv Morgan's voiceover in the background. Oh, mommy's never done anything for you, and then you just see the like you said that card moment. Pow. Look what Liv did. You know what I'm saying? So it was definitely a fire moment right there. There's a lot that they got going. I think also what I acknowledged in that moment. Well, it didn't happen in that moment, but later on, pertaining to Judgment Day, Rhea Ripley's acknowledging to Damian Priest, you've been holding it down.
Tell you, he's the only one that's been loyal through all this bullshit. Everything that he's done is for the family. Everything that he's done is for Rhea because that's the ride or die right there.
So I think again, we've been saying this, we all been calling this. Dom is gonna choose wrong. We could get into it later again. Again, the judgment day was sprinkled all throughout Monday Night Raw tonight. And
Yeah, but has he done anything wrong, really, though?
um,
If you
I
want
mean,
to break shit down,
I guess like let's just say hypothetically speaking, right? Whether he's the submissive one in the relationship or not, he's supposed to maintain some loyalty, right? And
we own that bucket.
at first, he was showing resistance. Now that resistance band seems to be no longer.
You happen to see what he did in Mexico over the weekend?
Yeah,
Kiss
that's
Liv on the forehead.
hmm
Or it looked like a kiss. I could be mistaken. They could have been sharing words. We don't know, but from my vantage point, like, just gave her a little peck on the head.
it looks more friendly than not, right? Like I really fold you. I see you out there, man. I appreciate you stopping by, brother. Yes, sir.
That's back.
Let's go, man. We here. But yeah, they started it off right there with that segment. Um, I think that's a perfect way to start it off. Like you said, the package down to showing Rhea Ripley coming out from behind, going through Gorilla, all the way down to the ring. I like that cam review that they started incorporating. They've been doing that the last few weeks. I'm doing good, man. I appreciate you for asking. How you feeling today, Foju? Yes, sir. We talk about that
I
good
just
old
seen
Monday
the
Night Raw.
HDTheKingTV campeón. I just saw that.
Yes, sir. HDX Campeon. I had to change the colorway to the purple too. You feel me? Like, yeah. I want to get into that. Can we just jump around for a second?
Like I said, Raw was all Judgment Day. Let's do it.
Yeah. So Damian Priest. I don't want to disrespect Sheamus and Sheamus, Bronson Reed, Sonya Deville, Zelina. We're gonna get back to that. I just want to get to Damian Priest because I felt like that segment is kind of what I need from him. Remember when I was saying like, yo, his promo skill, and you was like, that's kind of where he's been at. He needed to
Mm-hmm.
be tested today. Like, I feel like Gunther, like he wasn't shooting from the hip
I knew they
maliciously.
were gonna go there.
Yeah, you feel me? Like, but it's just again, truth hurts, right? The good old expression, it doesn't feel the truth hurts sometimes. Like, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he feels like he didn't live up to the standard. He's telling him as a champion, like, but I also respect, I enjoyed the angle that Damian Priest took. Like, he's doing an in real time rebuttal to it as to where, all right, so you're saying that everything was basically given to you. That's why you lost the last match, bro. You ain't got the heart to face the real adversity. Like, yeah, you nice, yeah. But when it comes down to that do or die, are you really there? Cause I've been there. That's what I interpreted from everything Damian
He's been
Priest
in
is
the
saying.
trenches. He's been
Yeah.
cutting his teeth for 20 years.
Mm-hmm. And
And then
Gunther
here
trying
comes
to
Gunther.
diminish it. Yeah, he's trying to
My
diminish it.
parents did what was best for me. We had a great life. Everything was presented to me. I am that guy.
Yeah, Fojo, I agree with that. We've been speaking about Damian Priest's promos, and like you said right there, he's just been walking through some of them. I don't know if that's been intentional, but today I feel like this is one of the best on mics he's done since he's been champion.
Even the Ring of Honor, I don't think he's ever this good.
And I just like the trajectory that his character is taking. Like, he can be the champion that's escaping with. I mean, he's been escaping with controversy, but more from help of his team and doing classic dirty heel tactics. You know what I'm saying? He's
But
been
again,
looking to be a fighting champion.
because he sees how Donna Maria was, so in his mind, that's the standard. That's the judgment standard. You are at the top. Can no one touch you? No one is on your level. So he wants to prove that he can be on that same boat as Rhea. But when Gunther called him street trash,
Man,
you can see it in Damien's eyes.
yo, I was gonna say, like, if that didn't really hit, that was great facial expression acting from Priest right there, like to express that type of emotion for what was said. You know what I mean? Because anybody could relate to that moment. Like, you trying to tell somebody, like, bro, you just came from all this adversity and he shits on it in 1 second. You know what I'm saying? Again, Gunther though, I enjoyed him too though. Like, let me not just be one-sided. Gunther, he came out and he's uh he's a talent that when I look at him, it's so believable that when he's talking, I'm kind of like this, like got my hand on the chin, waiting to see where he's going with this.
Mm-hmm. Because he's only going to speak the truth, and the truth hurts sometimes.
Yeah, that's why when before he gave him that little smirk right before he started talking, I was like, oh yeah, I think yeah, he's about to start cooking up some shit right there. It could be we just used to champion showing more passion than his laid back personality. I feel yeah, I mean that's what I would want from a champion, right? I think like I want even with Cody Rhodes, right? Let's say just to be fair, both of them are champions. we like a fierce Cody Rhodes. We don't like when he's just coming out all cool. What do you want to talk about? And it's just like, but there's no beef. It's just cool, right? Like we don't really enjoy that from the champions. You know what I'm saying?
Until this past Friday, Randy.
Yeah. Man, take me. Yeah, the
But
champ.
again, like we talked about live with AW, so what separates you from the pack? Some folks have that extra gear of emotion. Some have that extra gear of tenacity. What separates you from the pack?
Definitely too. And I mean, for Pre specifically, I feel like he would look like to me that he's not 100% confident in some of the things that he was doing prior to tonight. Like
Hmm.
there was instances where he just this is his first world heavyweight, so he's finding himself.
Like, am I really good or am I just getting lucky?
And I feel like that's a tough spot to be put in with this landscape. But I think he's been doing good for himself, to be honest. Like he's to me, he stood good against Drew. He looked good against Seth.
Even look good against Braun today.
I actually really think too that maybe I could just be this is wishful hoping right here, but I really think Damian might walk out of SummerSlam as champion.
After today, making a strong case. Like, you may be nice and all, but guess what? I can get dirty. I'm gonna wipe that smirk clean up your face.
He said, Folger said, I think Gunther will push him to reach what we want to see from a champ. Definitely. I feel that's what's been happening to to Priest in the last few matchups. He's been put in like Drew McIntyre, to me, physically, he might be in the best physical shape out of everybody on the roster.
Hmm.
So
But
like,
also, let's not forget, before potentially before we get to Gunther, he already said he's got to run it back with Seth.
mm-hmm.
We could get that in these next couple weeks. Who knows when we're going to get that? But that's one more hill to climb before we get to Gunther potentially.
Mm. So you think the nah, I don't think Seth and Damian will happen before Gunther, but do you see that happening? We only got about like 2 weeks before I believe SummerSlam is August
We have
3rd.
two more Mondays. But again, this could be where either potentially Dom or Finn show their true colors. There's a lot to unpack with this.
I feel like there's two triple threat scenarios that we may see, and I don't mind either of them.
Don't say
Or
the one. Don't say one of them. I know where you're going. Don't say that one, please.
what Ilya, Sami
Okay,
Zayn.
never mind. No,
Okay,
I thought you were gonna lead on Seth versus Drew versus Punk.
I was thinking that, but that's gonna come later. I think Seth is gonna fight Drew first before Punk.
Mm. With what they've been building today, I think that might be Survivor Series, maybe even Bad Blood.
Have we got a full like? What's the status on CM Punk? Remember that episode after the PLE? He said he was gonna miss the Monday to check on his the check with the doctors. Did he ever get cleared? Is he still out? Do you
For all we know, he could be physically cleared now. We're just waiting for the stuff with Drew to go down the storyline. He will be on Raw next week, so we could get the confirmation there. Like you and Snakes have been talking for the last 2 weeks, we could be getting on that unsanctioned match portion of it for the first match between Punk and Seth or Drew.
yeah, we've been noticing that trend too, brother. They've been pushing triple threats all
I'm over
over.
them. I'm over the triple threats for a minute.
See, oh man,
I get it. You want to showcase the deep roster we have now, but for everything, to me, they're about as relevant as Tony Khan's eliminator matches. Lazy booking.
what if what like because I say the Sami Zayn, Braun Breaker, and Ilya stuff again. What if this is a way for the title to switch hands, but Braun Breaker's still chasing. Do you feel like his chase has been a little entertaining? Like every time he's on
Oh,
screen with,
definitely.
yeah, it's like every time
It's been-
he's on screen with Adam Pearce, he's pissed off. Like, well, how do you give him a title shot? And then Adam Pearce is great too,
Fold,
man.
fold. I'm gonna get to that later on the show. I'm gonna get to that later on in the show.
Mm.
But with Braun, I liked his remarks earlier. I'm just gonna beat up whoever's in the main event for the match.
Yo, just a sidebar because that MCMG, that's Motor City Machine Guns, right?
Yes, sir.
Did you it was this recent the Pride event that just happened over the weekend? Combat
Prestige, yeah,
Prestige. I'm sorry, I said Pride. I'm sorry, Prestige. They had a fucking fire match.
yeah, and I think this is like the second or third time in the 20 years that they've had a one-on-one. They don't have one-on-ones very often with each other. They've been joined at the hip for years, and those two they never miss.
YouTube threw me an alley oop with this one. Like they really
Mhm.
threw that in the algorithm for me. I'm like, ooh,
Well, and a lot of prestigious stuff is just like with the European indies. It's almost always gonna be on YouTube either that night or the following morning, like MLW.
yeah, man. I was able to see that match before I crashed. So yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing them over in WWE. I'm saying they can have a run. Like we got a few people that's I don't even like the age watch. That's not my thing. But for the people that like the age watch, we got a few people that's in their 40s on top right now,
Half the rosters in their
chilling.
late early 40s.
I mean, to me, I read back in the day, like that late 30s is like wrestler prime. That's
LA
like
Knight's
when
in his 40s. AJ's in his 40s. Roman's about to be 40. Cody's about to be 40.
it's rare that you see those superstars that in their early 20s, they just have it like off the rip. Got it.
Look at young OG, just turned 20 years old, calling out Randy Orton and Rey Mysterio. Ray, damn near 50. Maybe in his 50s now.
No, and I love young OG, right? But even when you think about how like Brock Lesnar came on the scene, Randy Orton, like the way they were presented was crazy. Like you wasn't really seeing a package like that, like the next big thing, Brock Lesnar. Like, you know what I'm saying? The legend killer was my favorite at that time. The legend killer was my favorite gimmick, bro. I'm not even going live, bro. Like he was really out here fighting all the classics, spitting in Mick Foley face. Get out of here. Get
Hit
out of here.
with an RKO on the hood of a car.
Violating. When he got up to Shawn Michaels and he had the yo, bro, Shawn was my favorite. So I was like, man. Oh, that's when I started getting stressed out with it. Like, oh.
The Rocket is so far up that ass, he's already passing Jupiter as we speak.
Yeah, bro. Give me Braun versus the Samoan Werewolf, bro. I think one of y'all had mentioned that too on the last episode. Braun Breaker versus
And
the Samoan Werewolf.
with Jacob alone,
Jacob.
there's so many matchups that we're gonna get in the next few years. It's incredible.
Yeah, I'm really. I ain't gonna lie too. I'm intrigued to see that Randy and Jacob match. Like I feel like okay, I think I know what's gonna happen. Jacob's gonna win. That doesn't
I
mean I
don't care
don't
what
want.
happens. I'm here for the
Yeah,
car crash.
yeah. You feel me? Like we know we here for the demolition derby. Come on.
Just when we had Tom and Ray the first time, I was like, I don't care who wins. I've had this on my bucket list for years.
That match would definitely be fire right there.
And just imagine, come War Games, Jacob does that moonsault off the cage. That's gonna be a money shot right there.
Did you feel like just to go back to talk about like Damian Priest's moment on Raw because he followed up with having that match with Braun Strowman after. You felt like that match was needed. Like obviously, I feel like they have him go against a big competitor, kind of prove a point.
Him hitting the South of Heaven in the manner he did, as clean as it was what kind of surprised me. Because I kind of thought,
That punt, man,
uh,
that was a different
I'll get to that.
time.
I'll get to that in just a quick second. But back to Priest real quick. I thought it was going to be more of like a count out situation. where Gunter still comes back out, whatever, but Priest still has his head on a swivel. And then we get a count out situation. Then Gunter tells him what to see. You can't even keep your head straight and focus on a match and focus on an opponent and all that. But for him to hit the top of the heaven and get the 1, 2, 3, that was massive for Priest.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that's out for heaven. He make that. Also, the people that's selling, you know what I'm saying, they make it look good as well. Everybody's been working with him. Drew sell
Don't
that
forget, Priest
shit.
been in the gym.
Yeah, Drew, he gets that elevation for him when Drew takes us out for heaven, man. I love they dynamic. And again, these are matchups that I didn't think I want to see. Like, I didn't really know I wanted Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre. Then it turns out being fire. I could say in a world, if you tell me, do you want to see not Drew, Damian versus Seth? I'd have said hell yeah. But I didn't know like that's where we was going. The night
Mm-hmm.
that Seth came back. CT, yo, I ain't gonna lie. Gable too though. Shit, we jumping in high. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
That's my brother right there. Curveball to curveball. Fire away, HD.
Yo, yo, Gable to me, I'm not gonna lie. I love how like, yeah, he got beat up by the Wire Six, but he's still showing like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's still a tough dude. Like he's not allowing the storyline to affect his character, so to speak. Like I really like, you know what I'm saying? Even though they made him look a little funny with the whole, oh, I finally found out who it was. Well, everybody knows who it is, right? Like so they made him look a little funny with that. But we get the moment when
Well,
he's backstage with Adam Pearce.
before we get to that segment, your thoughts on uh the Alpha Academy standing in a team with Woods to take on Final Testament.
I feel like that means Kofi might be out for a significant amount of time.
They just had a couple weeks.
Couple weeks.
Yeah.
Something's gonna happen there then. Maybe so I don't know what's gonna happen, but I feel like there's something there. There might not be something there, but there might be something there though. How you feel about that?
Mm, I kind of don't like it
It felt
because
real.
now
It
because
felt.
now because now you're blending two stories that have nothing to do with one another, and either New Day's gonna get lost in the fold, or you're just using Tozawa, Otis, and Maxine just for nothing.
Or we never got the payoff from Otis versus Gable still.
Yeah,
And it's kind of
ain't,
like
ain't no goddamn way you're gonna tell me that show that was the payoff.
it was for me at least.
I,
Like you said, at
no,
this point, they're just pulling them either further and further apart. That it's like
nah.
you,
Free my spirit animal, Otis.
my boy Mo. Marong, what's the word?
Sucio.
Sucio. Nah, Gable though, he found like again, he found himself with some new teammates. I'm not mad at that, but like again, I would have wished there was a payoff at least with maybe we'll get there down the line, but it would have been something there with Otis Tozawa possibly having found somebody else and then go against Gable and the Creed brothers.
Yeah, and then on top of that, it's like even the, either like the dude is gonna get wasted, or like I said, it's gonna be Alpha Academy, FKA, or again, we're is this how we're gonna use Final Testament as canon fodder for everybody else? Like, I don't know.
How you feel? How you feel about the Creed? Like, I was kind of surprised to see the Creed brothers just get down like that with no hesitation on Bo. You feel me?
Yeah, that seemed a bit. I kind of thought that Bo would have came in and had a few words with Gable beforehand, let it breathe a little bit, but yeah, it seems like we're just jump right into it, both feet. And like I said, where does Ivan out fit into this? Because Ivan out was in the conversation with him last week.
Mm. I'm just interested
I,
to see like we got the videotape, right?
mhm.
And it showed like another origin or interview, if you would. You got Eric Rowan sitting there. One would presume is Uncle Howdy asking these questions, right? Or just the inner thoughts of Rowan. He's which character is he? The what's the name of
uh,
the
uh, Ramblin' Rabbit.
like it could be possibly the thoughts of Rambling Rabbit. But nonetheless,
So,
all like we see all the questions, we hear the responses. So I thought it was a fire. Like we seeing them, like we spoke about this last week. They taking the mask off. They're showing us. He's acknowledging I'm Eric Rowan. I used to be part of a family. I lost my brothers. Like all of this is
it's been a rough few years. I lost a brother. A few years later, I lost another brother. I lost everything. Who's gonna miss me when I'm gone?
mm,
That was the line right there.
mm.
So now I'm the next videos, whatever. I'm gonna be very. I'm gonna be glued to the monitor when those go live.
Yeah, those are gonna be something too, right there. So like my whole point is just like, what versions are we gonna see in the ring? Like we kind of seen both. Like I think it's safe to say, at first a few weeks, people didn't know if we was gonna refer to him as Bo, as Taylor. I think is they kind of saying Bo for now, right?
If it was gonna take the last name Wyatt, maybe who know who we didn't know what they were gonna do, but I kind of like how everyone's kind of keeping their names for the most part. Um, my new theory now is everyone's probably gonna stay the same. However, they're gonna have a time similar to Bo when he was getting beat up, to where the spirit of Bray was kind of succumbing them. Like I said, or when Bo was getting his ass whooped, he started laughing, whatever. Each shot they gave, started giggling, all that. That's something Bray would always do. So his inner fiend was absorbing all the pain, so to speak.
Now, do we see a situation like similar to like the Fiend, like you were just saying, where we had the Firefly Funhouse, where basically Bray was dressed in regular clothing, and then on big moment occasions, we'll see the Fiend out.
I think these videos that we're seeing now, that is their rendition of the Funhouse. They're in some abandoned house. It could have been
Did you see the
the house that
theories?
had Randy that burned it down years ago.
Did you see the theories that they were saying? These videotapes that we're watching, it's been in the Firefly Funhouse set.
I heard that theory.
It's
I mean,
just
or
been with
again,
all
they
the
could be inside
dark.
the Funhouse because the Funhouse never was destroyed.
Yeah, like I seen something on Twitter where I think the very first one where Bray was pardon me, I said Bray, where Bo was talking to Uncle Howdy, and they showed like the background, which would be the window of the
Hmm.
Firefly Funhouse, and they tried to
Yes,
like pair it up.
they could be in there, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But let me ask you this: when Bo was in the corner and Gable had his hands around his beard and all that, and Bo grabbed him by the hands, and he says, "There you are." What was he getting at?
Mm.
Because that's a very telling Easter egg, because that definitely caught Gable by surprise. Like, what do you mean by "there you are"?
And I'm trying to figure out like I need somebody to refresh me on I understand what Gable did to his own family, but has Gable ever crossed paths with them like that before? Like on a significant level?
No, never. That's what makes it all the more fascinating.
Because that's the part I keep
Unless
trying to piece
unless
together.
he's touching on the NXT version of Gable from American Alpha, that aggression to where we first saw the Simba in comparison to a Kurt Angle. So we saw that aggression. That could be what he meant by what he said. There you are. We don't know, but it's definitely intriguing.
Hmm. Now, could it be like I know we've been saying we've had different theories, right? Could this be a theory right here? Could the Wyatt Six be here to to unlock people's potentials and make them more danger and like stand up. Not saying Gable what like, but like you see, they were willing to fight, even though they ran out the ring. They still like Gable still took the fight.
Think about it. What happened when Braun fought Bray? Braun went back to being a monster. Roman kind of went back to more primal instincts. John Cena, we briefly got the Dr. Thugonomics back. Randy, we got the Apex Predator back. With Seth Rollins, we slowly got what we now have the Archer again. We start bringing back the blonde tips in his hair again. Everybody that Bray touched in the past got reconnected with their past selves. So we could be seeing now with Gable this go around.
Mm. Yeah, because that's what I'm starting like. That's the angle I would think right now. Like, I could see that they going into like kind of like I don't want to say like that, like they're taking any ideas, but similar to what we see with the lake with Matt Hardy. You know what I'm
The
saying?
Lake of Reincarnation.
Right. Similar to something like what we see there. Jay, my brother, I see you out there in the chat. Yes, sir. Similar to that right there, then I could see that angle. I also see like maybe what if after this, like what I'm saying is remember everybody was concerned about, oh, what if they don't lose? What if they not really here to win either though? You know what I'm saying? It's like to unlock the potential. We in the we've been seeing matches get we just seen the main event get stopped by disqualification tonight.
Well, yeah, but how many IC matches have we seen end in DQ as of late? Quite a few of them.
That's what I'm saying. So what I'm thinking is like there could be a match as to where like the Wyatts are fighting, the Wyatt Six are fighting either Gable with the Creed brothers 3-on-3, make it a 6-man match. But Gable and them, they get themselves disqualified because obviously they can't beat them. Like they can't get them to for the 1, 2, 3 or the submission. So they got to resort to dirty tactics.
Then I think if you go that route, you have to be very careful with how you go about the DQ, or else we end up like that one random Red Hell in the Cell match with Seth and an oversized hammer.
Yeah, it got to make sense. It got to make sense.
But also, you don't want to. This is why I argued last week that maybe TNA might be better suited for those cinematic style matches because you now have the broken universe there once again. If you want to go down that route, but if we're going down the route that I think they're going to go, especially with Bo, it's like you have their quote unquote human forms take the ring, and then if shit goes south, then their inner fiend comes out, and we get out of that. But even then, you got to be very careful with how you go about it, or else you run the risk of stuff going the way the fiend went when Vince was around.
Mm. So where do you go with the story? Who do you say the faction to beef with, and the story makes sense or benefit both? I mean, for me personally, it was kind of random to begin with. To like now see this is okay. This is the direction we go. Like I feel comfortable saying in my mind, the first if I'm going to see a first matchup, it might be Y6 versus Gable and his new team that he has of the Creed brothers. Now, I feel like that does more for the Creed brothers than anybody. Gable just came off of a few hot storylines, right? Like we just seen him again. Like unless you're saying it's about to unlock that Kurt Angle s territory, then all right, I could see it benefiting Gable. But to just have them like, if you're gonna tell me that the Creed brothers and Gable are just gonna go into this feud to lose, and then come out of that feud like scared loser heels, I don't think that's gonna benefit them.
Well, unless unless you bring in the TNA faction with it, because again, Ivan already has a friendship with Jordan Grace. Jordan Grace has allies in PCO, guys like Eddie Edwards, Eric Young. Matt and Jeff Hardy, who are quote unquote experts in that cinematic style. So if this is to segue into a possible TNA invasion, you could probably work with that. That might be end up being a little bit better in the long run, but still, the jury's out with them right now.
Mm. So how do you feel personally though after seeing what you've seen tonight? Are you okay with the direction of that? Creed brothers and Gable versus
I'm
YC?
I'm still here for it. It's just what kind of threw me off was the whole Otis and Tozawa going to link up with Woods to take on Final Testament. That's the only issue I have with all of this
And why is that once again?
because Kofi's out, so they feel they need to back him up. That's the only reason why.
Do
They're friends. They're going to back their friend up.
so you think this now again? So my point is, if this is meant for the New Day to break up, are you still not okay with this?
Well, again, if you're incorporating Tozawa and Otis, and how do we get the need to break them now?
Maybe Xavier turns on them and joins Final Testament.
Hmm.
I don't see that happening, but maybe the fact that like Xavier's out doing stuff on his own, maybe they plotting with Kofi on the low.
They've definitely backed themselves in a corner with that story. That yeah, I don't know where they're going to go with that. All I know is that what we believe should have happened weeks ago.
Yeah,
Now it just seems like they're just putting them together just to give them something to do,
just to kind of keep that story alive somehow.
just because it's there. They got time on the clock. We use the network. Here's 5 minutes for you guys.
I was the only thing I was interested or like I found fascinating to me was like Bo really went out there, took some punishment, and was selling this evening. Like,
Got the dog shit kicked out of them.
and the reason I say I'm surprised because one, we haven't seen Bo in the ring in a minute. So I
It's
was
been a few years.
yeah, and even like when he was Bo, right? Like to see him kind of no sell was different. Like
See, how long ago was the B team? That was the last time he was in the ring.
I want to say maybe 2019,
Yeah,
18.
18, 19. So 5, 6 years potentially since he was last in the ring.
Hmm.
Because remember, he got fired like his brother.
It's that great selling by Bo. Yeah, he just got to not get hurt, man. You seen that one the one throw off the barricade? He almost flew in the crowd. I was like, he threw him over.
Or even that bounce off the post, too.
Oh yeah, on the outside. Yeah, yeah. They was going crazy. I ain't gonna lie. You know which spot scared me too? The German suplex. I don't know who. Which one of the Creed brothers delivered
No,
that?
no, that was Gable that gave it to him.
If that was Gable.
That was Gable, because that high angle one that like he fell on his head.
Yeah. Planted him right on his shoulder neck area. Like I was like, whoa, it was Gable. Yeah, bro. I seen that. I was like, man, I kind of was like, I know he's about to no sell it, but for a second, I was like, yeah, I know that's got a sting. Bo took a lot of
Welcome back, Bo.
welcome. That's what lead me to believe like he getting prepped for. Do you think we see something at SummerSlam in terms of them having a match? Are we gearing there? That's what we bring them out. SummerSlam. That's
Possibly
fair,
could
Cap.
see something. I'm trying to see how many matches in the car already, but that we could likely be getting. We might see something with them on the show.
Mm. Yeah, that'd be crazy right there. I'm not gonna lie, cause I would really like to see that. They could take my money. I want to see how they gonna pull that one off right there. want to see that for sure.
I'm more intrigued in the next video at this point than them getting in the ring again.
Hell yeah. Yo, just because that was like the segment right before the main event, right? We just jumping around Monday Night Raw, y'all. Right before that, though, we had Jay Uso and Dom. How you feel about them like throwing Jay Uso into the mix?
If you think about it, he's been in it for a minute.
He kind of has though. I remember
Before she
the
got
early.
hurt,
Hmm.
told Prince Dom, tell mommy I said hi.
Yeah,
And after this match, Rhea, call me.
he went crazy.
But what was very interesting was on two occasions, Dom's words were, mommy belongs to me.
Yeah, Damian
I
Priest.
thought Rhea was going to whip his ass in the clubhouse right there on the spot.
Damian Priest gassed him. He gassed him up into the whole situation. He's
He
like, "Yo,
tried
go
to
make
tell
that.
him.
Yep, go make that match so you can let him know." You know what I'm saying?
He tried to tell him weeks ago. All you had to do was call her. All you had to do is pick up the phone instead of checking the DMs, the list, and you block the bitch's number. Call mommy. Make sure she good.
Mm-hmm. He said, "Bro, Jay is the fucking go.
And Kat made a very good point.
Is in all the storylines."
Mommy says, I belong to nobody, but you, Dom Dom, you belong to me. So does that
Yes,
mean he
sir.
lives to see another day, potentially?
For now,
Like I said, we'll see come SummerSlam when during that match.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. If this shit ultimately, if the storyline goes where Dom is just back with Rhea like nothing happened, I'm gonna be very surprised, bro.
Well, again, you still got Finn Balor in the mix too. The
Mm-hmm.
man we believe to be the real puppet master behind all of this.
That's why it was interesting to see like him really deflect and be under the radar tonight. He did a good job playing under the radar.
Damn it, it was funny.
He said,
But if you
"Yep."
notice, JD was about a step and a half in front of him as he was talking to Rhea, trying to let her know what was going on in her absence.
You know
I don't know if
why?
you caught that or not.
You know why I think that too? Cause it's like my opinion changed. I felt like Rhea Ripley would be like tight and just dismiss Dominic off the rip, right? So I feel like she's like, "Oh, you playing games? Like I'm about to play games back." And Dom is gonna find himself in the position he's been in for the last 2 years. He's just a pawn in every game.
Well, Rhea was hot at one thing. Why is Carlito in our clubhouse?
And she would have not been happy with the answer either.
Well, Priest was gonna get into that, but Dom came in.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed when Carlito was playing WWE 2K24,
He was using.
Carlito was playing Rhea.
That's what I'm saying. Carlito know, you know what I'm saying? Carlito know what it is. He knows, you know what I'm saying, who he needs to line up with, the right people in the group.
Hmm.
And I further think that I don't know how they gonna lay it out really, but there might be like a little sparring session between the group.
I'm still saying Rhea's gonna make either Finn bleed or Dom bleed, one of the two,
Mm.
and it's gonna be incredible to watch.
Yeah, because if he said both, I'm screaming. I was thinking of
It might be. Finn for being a backstabber and Dom for being stupid.
Yeah, because I feel like one thing's for sure, she's on good. From what it looked like, she ain't got no smoke with Priest.
Like I said, that was a soldier right there.
And then the vibe I got from her, Finn, and JD tonight was kind of like, you know, that moment when you got like either a family member or a real close friend that did some bullshit and they trying to
And you,
explain it,
yeah, and you know some bullshit.
and you just like, bro, honestly, like, bro, I don't even want to hear it, bro. You good,
You're
bro?
just like, why are you still talking?
Yeah, like you just brush it off without like really like you letting them know with your actions, with your blow off that you peep game. I think that was their interaction right there. So, like you said, even though we might not have gotten much verbally, I think her cutting Finn off was like, yo, I see through your bullshit, bro.
But I don't say we got cut short. I think we got enough we needed to reestablish her as the queen of that faction.
Yeah, like you trying to gaffle me. You can't gaffle the queen gaffler. She know the gaffle.
But as a jump back, what's your thoughts on Liv's promo at the beginning of the show?
Um,
She says, "I told you I was going to take everything from you. I'm not the same Liv Morgan as before." Even did a callback to what happened before she took Rhea out when Rhea tried to take her shoulder out. So it was an arm for an arm.
for me, it was like it would be a strong promo if I ain't watched wrestling for 30 years and damn near heard the same shit. You know what I'm saying? That's so for me. Now that you ran all that, I remember she was on the screen. She wasn't out there and all. It didn't really hit for me, bro. It just felt like I listened and it went in one ear out the other.
I
To be
thought it was one
honest,
of her better promos.
yeah, no, it was definitely like strong, but like again, I've heard this in wrestling, and I feel like I'm waiting to see did you really take it all? Like when if she does come out on top and Rhea can't overcome Liv, then I could say, but yeah, momentarily you took it, you know.
But
So I
for right
mean,
now, the minute she hears "This is my brutality," her ass is gone.
that's another thing that I'm bothered by. That it's kind of like you played tough that first day when you injured her, but ever since you kind of been on your like, you know what I mean? Like you're not really trying to see that smoke, even though you saying we could smoke, but you're not really living like that.
That's the classic chicken shit heel. I'll
Mhm.
get you when I'm good and ready. Not on your watch.
And then it'll be like you said, classic. She's making me not like her in that angle. You feel me? So she's doing her job and she's doing it well. Because it makes me not like the character or the character tactics and antics. You feel me? Because I would want to just see them go, not go at it, because we got to build that up, right? But I want to see like a little bit.
Much like Drew and Seth, I think it's built plenty. Or Drew and Punk, I think it's built plenty enough. It's just now we're just getting the icing on the cake. The match is made. It was a blood feud to begin with and all that. Now we're getting all the extra shit.
Yeah, I want to see Rhea get her hands on her. Like, you know what I'm saying? They milking that one. They milking the payoff on that one. Because it we could get the match right. It's SummerSlam, but I want to see they waiting the SummerSlam to really,
You want to see Rhea snatch that weave off one time.
you feel me? Yeah, like
But also, I thought this was very interesting. A couple of times, the crowd was chanting "You fucked up" to Dome. They were letting it go through.
yeah. I
That was
think
different.
USA. I think I mean you could correct me if I'm wrong. USA, I'll be thinking or feeling like they should let shit slide a little bit more than Fox. Fox be the ones that be on the like time and that be like,
Usually it's both of them, but I mean, I think now they're just like Triple H's like, "Fuck it, we're off in a few months anyways. We'll eat that bill."
mm-hmm.
It's only a couple segments.
And I mean, I could be wrong. I feel like Fox was again, like I said, they was on some funny shit with them episodes. Like you had The Rock coming through, dropping them bombs, doing like what he wanted to do. Then the crowd going wild. They like, you know what? Nah, ain't y'all leaving us? We're about you.
Or also maybe they probably figure out how to pipe in the booze on top of that to overshadow the "You fucked up" chance.
I was listening to I think it was the Matt Cardona podcast, the major wrestling figure podcast. It was either that one or somebody else, but they were basically speaking on the censor. It might have been that or Busted Open, but they was just saying how it's more on the network. I think it might have been Busted Open. I think they was talking about it on Busted Open, and they saying it's more on the network rather than WWE. So both of them, they pick and choose, right? It's a pick and choose kind of situation.
Hmm.
So, like you said, today they was letting it fly, and it makes for a better show, right? Like you can't control, yeah, it's this, but
The crowd's gonna feel some type of way.
yeah, like I'm not gonna lie, when you watch basketball games, you used to hear Carmelo Anthony all the time when he catch a rebound. Oh, get the fuck out of here! You know what I'm saying?
Even on a random basketball game or football game, you'll hear it slip out on occasion.
Yeah, it's part of the charge it to the game. That's all it is.
There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk.
Mm-hmm. Just giving them some more side notes from Raw. How you feel about Sheamus? Sheamus got new music, chat. How y'all feel about Sheamus? What's new music?
Dog shit.
Dog shit, you ain't liking it?
Dog shit.
Mm,
Yeah. Written in my face or written like where it was. That was the perfect song for him. There was no need to change it.
okay.
Because this is his third song this year now, or in 2 years. Why?
You haven't heard the new one? Yeah, he had a new one. I mean, I felt like it was just a remix of what he already had, but
It was a remix of the Brawling Bruce thing to a degree.
yeah, like
But
one of
there's
those
more
situations.
drums and a couple, little bit easy on the bagpipes.
And speaking of brawling brutes, Pete Dunne comes out after Sheamus picks up the victory versus Bronson Reed. I like that. Finally, like, I mean, I don't want to say finally. Let me not say that because we got to be real specific with what I'm about to say. Finally, for Pete Dunne, he's getting a good like payoff to say fuck that Butch character. Even though he did
Well,
his best,
I think it's more it's a fuck you to Sheamus because Sheamus left the Brawling Brutes.
yup,
He left Pete Dunne and Reg Holland out there while he did his own thing.
left him to sink. Yeah, sent this dude back to well, basically both of them back to NXT. But I'm just saying, like for Pete Dunne, I'm finally glad that his character is getting that look like bruiserweight. You know what I'm saying? I think they addressed him as the bruiserweight last week.
He's back to being the Bruiserweight, yeah.
Yep, and I like that for him.
Now give him his song back.
Hmm. Easily, they got more fire shit. Like now, you just went from having Pete Dunne. What happened? Tyler Bate got injured, right?
Yeah, he got injured a couple weeks ago, so he'll be out for a month or two maybe. But when he comes back, they'll probably be down at NXT. Probably competing for the tag titles down there, which I'm not mad at it.
But this will give Pete Dunne his time to, because they was giving him one-on-one matches, but it was still within the confines of him being in New Catch Republic, right? Like he wasn't
Hmm.
really like they weren't really like promoting him like the bruiserweight like that. Like I feel like the last Monday we got closer to the bruiserweight. Like you said, give him the music, give him his fur that he used to come out with, like give him the aesthetics back.
Hmm.
And I think, bro, it'll be crazy.
Now, do we have the one-on-one with Sheamus before or at SummerSlam?
I'm gonna be honest. This might be unpopular. I don't think we need to see that on SummerSlam. I think you could dance around to after SummerSlam.
Let it breathe for a little bit.
Yeah, keep these kind of angles going where like Sheamus is trying to figure out like, yo, and nigga just keep whooping him out. You heard? Like, nah, bro, it's on
Don't
sight for you. Every time I see you, it's lit.
you know what you did?
Yeah, I
Don't
would
play
have.
stupid now.
Yep, and then Sheamus playing stupid. That'd be the money for me. Like, come on, Shame. Come on, Sheamus. You know what you did. You left these boys in the dry out there, man. You supposed to be holding them down, brawling brutes. It's fight night. You know what I'm saying?
Banger after banger after banger after banger.
My man Ridge Holland, man, he was out there hurting people. Sheamus said, "Man, I don't want nothing to do with this, man. Get me away."
Is he still on Chase U?
Yeah. You know what's crazy though? Like Ridge Holland to me is one of those weird talents where like I don't know why I keep an eye on him though. You know what I'm saying? Like I keep tabs on what he's doing in the company. Cause I thought he had like a look, like he could have potentially he could still
There's something there.
yeah. Like I even thought the Brawling Brutes might have been that entrance for him right there. Like,
But also the Big E stuff definitely probably killed his mojo quite a bit.
yeah, that didn't do no favors. And then he hurt somebody else, not as
There's a
bad.
few guys.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough, right? It's tough for him. I'm looking at yeah, it's like I feel like honestly too, like you look at the main event, Sami Zayn, Dragunov, Braun Breaker.
Amazing match though.
You amazing match. I would shit. We seeing triple threats. I don't mind seeing a fatal four with a Pete Dunne in there.
I'm still leaning towards Elimination Chamber. There's easily a 6, 7 guys you can pick apart and just throw in there.
Lou Kaz is still hurt.
Is he hurt?
I mean, if they selling that, remember his ribs got hurt from the spear or from Shane.
Yeah, Braun did beat the shit out of him a few times.
Because I was just thinking about how Sheamus was supposed to be tangled up with Ludwig. I don't know what I want to see more. I think I want to see Pete Dunne and Sheamus more. Ludwig and Sheamus would be entertaining as fuck too. But again, I've been a fan of Pete Dunne for longer than I have Ludwig.
Where do you fit Bronson Reed in the IC title picture? You could squeeze him, put him in rotation too.
You could squeeze him in there. He got to be again, like you said, if it's an IC title elimination chamber match, there's 4 pods.
You could even have 4 guys start in the ring and then have the other
Yeah,
4 guys in the pods.
making it 8 competitors.
Mm-hmm. They done 7 before.
Did they ever start with 4?
I think it started with 3. I could be mistaken, but yeah,
That'd be crazy.
so yeah, plenty of guys for it.
That'd be, yeah. I mean, again, like I said, the inclusion. I like how all these superstars are being built. Like nobody, with all due respect, like you know how people used to be like mid carders, and I really don't feel like or jobbers. Like I mean, you got the Tozawas out there, but I'll be honest, you could really, you know what I'm saying. We spoke about this too. You could do shit with Tozawa for real. Like you turn
There's
your
literally something for everybody.
you hit that switch and you like, nah, matter of fact, I want to make Tozawa a serious competitor. You could do it because, like, again, we've seen it. I've invested into Tozawa when he was on the cruiserweight scene.
Even bring back that dance.
Now, I've noticed, I seen Otis was wearing the jean vest. How long has he been?
It looked like the heavy machinery jacket for best for a minute when I first saw it.
Do you
That's brand new.
do you see a world where Triple H brings back Tucky?
Tucker's one of those guys that I think he might Vince probably left a bad taste in his mouth because he never went to Indies once he got let go. So I
Hmm.
think he might just be good. I'd love to see heavy machinery back, but if he's in and out, see where his heart is in it.
I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, if he come back too, with all due respect to him, he got to come back. Like if we be giving Dawkins criticism, it's kind of like that's how I looked at Tucky too. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I kind of looked at him like the Dawkins of their tag team.
Same
Like,
thing with how to a degree some of us may look at Judas Creed versus his brother Brutus. Bruce got the energy, got the charisma. Yeah, Julius is a little more athletic because he's taller, but Brutus could do the same shit and then some.
Yeah, Brutus give me the. It's hard to explain. Like I really don't know what vibes, but like you said, he got that.
Call me crazy. You get Brutus Creed and Braun Breaker as a tag team, you might have something there. You might have something with those two.
Steiner brothers esque without the without them being related. Like I mean, and then that's how I thought you see like the
Varsity
Creed
Club.
brothers. Yeah, the Creed brothers. Remember we speaking about how they almost give us the vibes of like the world's greatest tag team or like Jason Jordan and Gable early on.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know, like you said, Julius, he needs to do a little something to elevate that character. I would like to see more talking on it, more emotion. I think we seen it tonight. I was surprised to see them slide into like this hill roll easily, even though they had the diamond mine back in NXT. But I feel
Hmm.
like it's been a few years since they was on the heel side of things.
So yeah, so this is gonna be interesting.
And
It would have been nice to include them into this picture with Gable next week. Like I said, when you have Tozawa and Otis team up with Woods, that would have made more sense than do this shit that they did today.
it felt let me remove because I feel like sometimes when we speak about the Wyatts, we try to talk with the respect and not like shit on it. And I'm not talking like I'm about to shit on it. But boom, you just seen Gable X, Otis, and Tozawa for help. They dubbed him.
Yep, on
Now,
multiple occasions.
now Gable coming out to the ring, calling out Bo. Bo comes out. He gets attacked by the Creed brothers. You hear Pat McAfee immediately say, "Oh, the Creed brothers got bought by Chad Gable." Then I start
Hmm.
looking at their clothes. I'm like, all right, they
It's
gonna
always
give.
the suits. It's always the suits.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, so that's the angle they gonna run right there, like you know what I'm saying? Cause Tozawa and they weren't on the suits, you know what I'm saying?
Otis got his little mechanical vest. Tozawa got his workout gear. Cal got me crying right now.
Who the APA?
I know that the Creed brothers.
I ain't gonna lie, the way they ran out there, they was acting like the APA for hire, right? Like they
No
said, yo,
shit.
we gonna beat up the Creed brothers. Yeah, I mean, they if they was for hire, I mean, I ain't gonna lie, they need a tag team. Like I ain't gonna if AOP should be like the APA. Those should be the
You could
guns
have
for hire.
them, maybe out the mud. Um, hell, maybe even the Gorillas if you want to go down that route. There's a few teams you could use to fill that void, but I don't know. That's some big shoes to fill.
We had the let's see what else we had on tonight. We had the women's showcasing tonight. We had Shayna Baszler, Zoe Stark. I didn't really care for this match to be honest, but it is what it is. Shayna Baszler, Zoe Stark versus Kaden Carter, Katana Chance.
And we're getting Sonya Deville versus Lara Valkyria next week.
I felt like that shit. I'm not gonna lie, like maybe it was intended to hit different, but when you know what I'm saying, Lara Valkyria and all of them, they ran to the ring for the other match
Hmm.
for Sonya Deville and Selena Vega match. It didn't. It felt weird, bro. Like the way they ran in the ring and Sonya and them, they ain't even no sell it. Like they just stood there, like
Yeah, Lara's getting miscast already.
Yeah, I didn't appreciate that. I was surprised to, like you said, miscast. I was surprised to even see her running with them. Like it was just very like I don't know. It was cool like to see people getting
The
their
first time was cool,
spotlights. See,
whatever. Larry's dancing, that was fine, but man,
I think this is one of the, aside from Liv and Rhea Ripley, the like those storylines right there. I'm not really a fan of whatever they got going on with. They trying to build up Shayna, Sonya Deville, and Zoe
and
Stark.
I want that trio to work too. I
And
want them to work.
and if it is gonna work, this is how I would envision. Y'all kind of gotta like play no games with them. Like that moment that them girls ran in the ring, why not just attack them?
That should have been a squash. No, nothing against Caden and Caddy, but that should have been a squash right there. Just get in, get out, and go home
Make them look real dominant. Like this is a trio of three women that can really fight.
with MMA backgrounds. It should have been a layup for him.
That's the part that
Oh,
I didn't enjoy right there, to be honest, out the whole show. Felt like that one again. I had to watch on DVR. That's why we came through a little late. So I had to skim through those matches right there. To be fair, for time
you didn't miss
constraint.
much.
Yeah. Felt like Sheamus and Bronson Reed. I don't want to say they surprised me. We know what we're gonna get with them. But when
Hmm.
I still see Sheamus putting on these type of matches, like
I'm
it's
more
just
intrigued to see where they go with Sheamus versus Pete Dunne in this
yeah. That's what I'm at. That's what I want to see. I think
because
they're gonna let Pete Dunne go. Oh, I think they should let Pete Dunne go over on Sheamus. If you want to build Pete Dunne in, like, how old is Pete Dunne? Is it like? Can we see if time is on his side? Like,
he's not even close. He's not even 30 yet. Maybe 27, 26, something like that. Maybe.
he was born November 9th, 1993. He's 30, about to be 31.
Oh, I didn't even know he was that. I thought he was a little younger than that because it might be Tyler Bate that's younger than him. But yeah, they're both like 21, whatever, when they first came into NXT UK and shit, something like that.
Yeah, Tyler Bate is 27 now.
Yeah, I thought they were the same age.
And that's what I'm saying. The last 2 years, right when Pete Dunne was in the 28th year, he had to be running around like Butch. Can we get some redemption here?
I don't care if he loses 80 matches by DQ. Just let him just fuck some shit up.
Like like tonight, or like just the fact New Cats Republic, like he hasn't been a nice guy because you see the moments where Tyler Bate be trying to get him to like cheer up, like yo, be happy, bro. But I like this reminder, like bro, like you know what I'm saying, like not everything is all sweet with me.
All three were heels before they came to WWE when they were British strong style with Trent Seven.
Mm. Yeah, I remember PD being like a feisty motherfucker. Like he was like I think I first started like you said before WWE, but I first laid eyes on him when he was in the WWE UK scene, and then I'll start watching like go back and watch, do a little homework on him, and I'm like, nah, this
Hmm.
cold, bro. Like so in real time, I didn't get to see any of his work prior, but when I just started catching, I seen why he was walking around with 3, 4 belts at a time. I seen why.
He was that dude. He's
Yeah,
still that dude.
and at that time, to be fair, like not I hate when we got like we somehow bring up AEW, but I feel like this was in a time when I didn't know there was that many belts that you can capture. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or like that was
You,
significant that mattered.
bef-
Like,
before AEW was a thing, when Pete Dunne was the longest reigning WWE champion with the NXT UK Championship, it wasn't until Gunther beat him.
mm. Then Gunther goes on his massive reign, right?
Yes, sir.
Did anybody beat Gunther? Or he just like retired that belt because
They closed down NXT UK,
yeah,
so he was the last champion for them.
nobody even beat. I'm not gonna lie. The career that Gunther has had in the WWE, me
They treat him like a god
it's hard to kind of call him and Priest, but
because when Gunther was running Roush, he's running through Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate, all three members of Gallus.
this is the perfect time, like Foju was saying earlier. This is the perfect time to make, or like you're gonna see Gunther bring out the best in Priest,
Hmm.
and if they let Priest go over, I'm pretty
That's
sure.
gonna be big.
Yes, that's gonna be Priest is gonna come out looking different than before. It's DP time, easy captain. That sounds wild.
Cat, put the kids to bed.
It's DP time. All right now. Nah, I agree with you though, bro. I've been saying it. Listening to Triple H at the last press conference, I don't know if his stance has changed, but I felt like maybe I'm reading into what I want to hear. You know what I'm saying? People do that sometimes. But I personally felt like I'm listening to what Triple H is saying, and he's kind of telling everybody, like, yo, don't worry about don't worry about the negative things in Priest's run. Like, y'all not even paying attention to the good things of his run.
Look at what we're actually creating.
Right. So that makes me feel like, remember when he said, shout out to Snakes, when he was like, "Oh, Triple H is working on storylines that we've never." What if they working on something for Priest, or there's just something bigger down the road? That, now I'm saying that maybe it's not meant for Gunther to capture the belt right now and then lose it to somebody else.
Much like with Braun and the list, an endless list is always a plan for the plan for the plan.
Does it hurt Gunther if he doesn't win this championship? Like, do we look at Gunther differently if he doesn't beat Damian Priest?
I say no, though the internet might say otherwise.
You think they're gonna devalue him? Like, you feel like they're gonna even devalue the Intercontinental reign? Like,
The internet will probably say something along the lines of what was the point, or the King of the Ring is just like King of the Ring, it's meaningless. That's how they'll look at it because of what Gunther has done in his short time with WWE. Regardless of how great the match ends up being, regardless of what Priest does beyond that, they'll just look at it as like we just wasted Gunther. But I argue this: say he doesn't win the world title just yet, and he sees Braun win the IC belt, and he sees Braun, as he'll put it, he'll make a mockery, a disgrace of the title belt that he made relevant. And then the rest of this year, we get Gunther versus Braun Breaker,
hmm,
or even then, we talked about a few guys you could squeeze in that IC picture, whatever. We could see Gunther do some double champ type situations with the IC belt and the World Heavyweight Championship. I know folks don't want to see that, but the if Gunther eats a loss, he'll be just fine.
yeah, that's how I'm feeling about it right there. Like, cause I'm thinking like we haven't seen many situations where like maybe a Oscar, she went on a crazy run before taking her first loss.
She beat Goldberg streak. What you mean?
Mm-hmm. Feel me? And he was tight about that. That was ah, my boy Goldberg, man. You gotta get that one up, Gotta give it up, man. But you had that situation. I feel like if you have Gunther lose again, it'll make his chase better because Damian Priest had a point. Like to your point, okay, it'll make the King of the Ring seem like to the internet like oh it was meaningless. But without that King of the Ring, we didn't really see no real fair like oh he ran through this hoop to that hoop to get to the championship. Now neither did
Oh,
Damian Priest, but the ladder the Money in the Bank match itself, I think is more high risk than week to week tournament a singles match.
although say you take the Drew and Punk extracurricular out the way, Priest has a pinfall victory over the former world heavyweight champion.
He just pinned a former Universal champion tonight in Braun Strowman,
Hmm. So we can argue that again. He's right where he needs to be.
and to be fair, we haven't really to make an argument. We what world champions have we seen Gunther defeat?
Cody,
He beat him.
he's beaten Cody. He's now. Are we counting main roster champions or all brands?
Nah, main roster.
Just Cody.
Mm. Now that was
Just
before Cody
Cody.
got the championship though.
Okay,
Oh, you
Kofi
wanna?
then.
You
He's
right.
beating Kofi.
Yeah,
He's
we gotta
beating
count him. No,
Randy.
you got it. You got it. Cause yeah, I'm not going. We not going to push the goalpost. I asked what I asked, and Kofi's a world champion. He dusted him up, packed him up, got him out of here.
He beat a 14-time world champion in Randy Orton.
Yep, Randy too. Okay, I forgot about that one. That one, even though we had controversy with that one too, right? Like
Yeah. Look at
I
it.
those referee spots, I give it to the referees because I know like this is split decision. Boom, boom, boom. Like
But also, if the ref's gonna fuck up, ref's gotta own it.
I mean, listen, Tongaloa, right? Let's say if he's even any second later than what he was, we obviously seen the ref pull himself back, right?
Yeah.
Does he get like that shit will be assassinated? Because initially in that first angle, I didn't see that. It was the fan, whoever like had that TikTok angle, and I'm like, oh
What the low blow?
no, with when Tonga debuted, when he came out the ring late,
Oh yeah.
and the ref had pulled himself to stop the count
Hmm.
before. I was like, damn, that was bad. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the refs, the spots that the refs been. I'm not really trying to blame the refs here because there's a lot to go into that. I don't know how to be a referee. I love the product. I've never been trained to be a referee, so I can't tell you what they're trained to do. But from the fans' eye, just watching them get put in them spots in the Damian Priest spot, that was bad. You know what I'm saying? The Randy Orton and Gunther spot, that was bad. There's just a few calls that it's just like you said. We got the Tongaloa spot when he debuted bad. It's just you know what it's hard to say because obviously you know WWE gonna put what they want out there on the post conference, but moments like that you should allow the ref to come out there, even with Triple H sitting by right by you, like now.
Look at the refs in the past, whether it be Charles Robertson, Nick Patrick, Mike Chioda, Jimmy Corderas. They'll make a judgment call and then they'll go back and tell Vince, I made this move because of this and this and this. Go check the tape right now. You're welcome.
Yeah, like you want this shit to look Fugazi. Come on, we hitting the call. We making a decision right here. It has to be done.
And then if anything, that would probably tell a talent, hey, polish your shit up. In the words of Taz in the early days of AW, this ain't no sloppy shop over here.
That that's like again, I hate to look into these moments because I just like to enjoy the product, chat. Like, you know what I'm saying, as we all, but this is Unwelcome Your Thoughts, and we're gonna speak on what we see, we're gonna speak on what we feel. I don't like to look too much into those moments, but Damian, like the ref not actually calling a
Or
three.
let's look at it from a different aspect. Look NBA. Scott Foster, for example. Say he's watching the Warriors play someone else, and he physically sees Draymond just two-piece somebody. No foul called. Then what?
Yeah, no, he's gonna be saying the replay center. The people at Secaucus,
or
he
or,
gonna
or
say they got to be
look
on
at
it.
the NFL. Look at the NFL. Say there's a fumble in the end zone, and the ref, the white cap says it's non-reviewable when it's clearly a reviewable angle. Then what?
Yeah, man, and
We gotta treat these moments as such. Yeah, I get it. A lot of it's predetermined or whatever, but still, you gotta address it the same way. Keep that same energy. Stripes or stripes.
and
Yes,
sometimes
everyone's human, but sometimes you gotta just let them know. Sometimes.
and sometimes it makes for like that's crazy. Like it makes for a moment. Like let's just say, right? Let's just say, hypothetically speaking, Damian Priest he's supposed to walk out that night as champion,
But he's knocked out.
right? He loses the belt. What's wrong with booking the very next night? You see how
The
him is
rematch.
the rematch.
Or again, say Seth pins him, Drew's cashing in, Damien comes to whatever. Shout to heaven 1, 2, 3. Ain't nothing wrong with thinking on the fly. It's just gonna happen. It's human nature.
And I ain't gonna lie. So, I mean, it's also I'm just looking at angles and possibilities. Seth, I don't know. I would have to look back, but if he felt that Damien probably couldn't kick out, maybe he should have like. I know it would have broke character a little bit, but like, nah, I'm not done with him.
Oh yes, it dabbles in that heel roll. 1, 2, takes him by the head, and then he still stands up, walk up, saying, "Hey, you want to be this champion? Stand up and fight me, whatever, or something."
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm looking at possibilities that could have happened, like ways it could have been saved. You know what I'm saying? But
That's they had options.
yeah,
It could be worse. Unlike again with AEW, Mox has been knocked out in several matches live on TV. Both Hardys have been knocked out on live TV and pay per views. Women have been knocked out cold on pay per views and on TV. Again, just refs, do not be afraid to make that judgment call.
but I also do like how all right, shit happens, right? And they playing into it in they promos. You feel me? You got Seth Rollins kind of, if you read between the lines, you could kind of tell that he was talking about the pay-per-view appearances. Like, you got to be better. And then you got Gunther hitting him tonight where you just ain't living up to
You've
it.
been you've been subpar. You haven't been a champion.
Hmm. So I like how it's being addressed because hopefully it motivate. I know it's motivating Priest to be better. I just hope it translates well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Rather than backfiring, I hope that shit translates well for him.
but again, refs, you have the same power as they do.
And I'm gonna be honest too. I enjoy heel Priest way better than that babyface United States champion Priest that they had.
Well, this babyface priest is it's probably the same, but it's different at the same time because again, Gunther has made this personal. You have Silver Spoon versus I'm fighting for a meal.
Hmm.
Prince versus the Popper. So again, they're making this into a money fight, and they're making this matchup far better than what we ever anticipated what it could have been.
Oh yeah, I think this promo right here it definitely paid off. I didn't
But
think it was gonna be like that for real.
let's think. But on the topic of referees fucking up, let's segue to the meat and potatoes with everything. Our boy Drew McIntyre. If you notice, he didn't have the bracelet on today.
You say he had it on?
He did not have it on today,
Not.
and Punk never got it back from him either.
Mm.
But he comes out. I don't know if you noticed this, but from the moment he comes walks out down that ramp, he's cheesing like a mug. So Adam Pearce teased, "We're gonna get the match." He wants it. Punk wants it. The people want the match. All you gotta do is tell the rest I'm sorry. A part of me thought Drew was gonna just kick Adam Pearce's head off right then and there with the
Yeah,
claymore.
me too. Yep.
But again, Drew was making some very valid points. Why am I being the one escorted week after week? Why aren't you giving Punk the same treatment? And
Mm-hmm.
why me? Why me? And again, is that wrong?
I'm not gonna lie. Like Adam Pearce's stance as a general manager, I've been struggling to figure out like.
He's he's definitely leaning towards a heel GM.
That's what it feel like.
But then again, like he kind of reminds me of to a degree the early stages of Eric Bischoff we go when Bischoff first came to Raw from WCW.
Mm.
Like he's picking and choosing who he's going to help out and whatnot. The folks that are fan favorites, he's going to just give them hell over high water. And again, it's I didn't think I'd enjoy it as much as I am now. It's been masterful. Now I'm very intrigued to see what role in in the very near future does Wade Barrett play into this? Because in my opinion, the minute Wade Barrett interjects himself, potentially because he Nick Aldis interjects himself too. Because remember, Drew put hands on both of them at one point in time,
Mm.
so we might need to keep an eye on that, especially with Barrett's actions, because only Barrett's been able to hold him back, not nobody else.
Nah, yeah, I seen that on the what was it, the post show when they was closing
Mm-hmm.
out Money in the Bank. Elbow Adam Pearce. They even showed it this evening.
Right elbow comes out, you see a Barrett just.
There's definitely something there. I was surprised to see Wade Barrett jump in. I
But he
like
did. He
that.
did it with Aldis too.
I like that Drew just kind of like didn't apologize for real. Cause I was saying it like, even though, you know what I mean, he was kind of playing into that Drew McIntyre that I don't like pandering to the crowd and things like that. Immediately as he tried to get him to apologize, that's when there's like, oh yeah, we getting back to that Drew that's like he's gonna just keep it a stack. Like, yo, bro, I ain't gonna lie, like I'm not doing that though.
Nah,
I gave you what you wanted. Like I owned up to the fact I fucked up, and you suspended
that should
me.
be enough for you.
Right.
I paid for my crimes. I paid my debt to society. Why are you going to embarrass me as a man in front of these people? Why am I going to let you have the last laugh with this?
Right.
Well, I like Pierce's reply. They got hurt. They got shoved.
And
You
then the
hurt
whole
them. That's some Tony concert right there.
the whole suspension is supposed to cover the push, the elbow. So he
And
already
fines.
so he already acknowledged that part. You asking for a triple acknowledgement because you want the acknowledgement for Pierce, for Zapata, and for it wasn't I forgot the other ref's name right now, but
Uh,
you got three apologies in order.
yeah. I'm sorry you got in my way. I'm sorry you screwed me over at WrestleMania. I'm sorry you screwed me over in front of my hometown, in front of my people. I'm sorry you let CM Punk screw me over several times. And also, I kind of like the fact that we just got a fake apology last week with Punk and Seth.
Mm,
So that part we didn't need.
that is true. A lot of apologizing going around, and
But again, I can see Adam Pearce catching the Claymore between now and SummerSlam.
yeah, I think Raw was fired tonight. If I'm to just nitpick, I felt like the ending was predictable. You shot a theory, and I started thinking about it for a second, like, but then I started looking at the landscape of the match, like watching the match. It had interference written on it for me. Especially, we didn't get when you do shit like this, when you have Braun Breaker get escorted out of the arena early on in the program, and you
And you
tell
have
these,
security say, make sure he leaves the building.
and we never seen anything from that moment on.
Yeah.
For
Show him
me,
going to his car. Show him peeling out something.
I think they might have rocked some people to sleep, right? Maybe forgot about it. For me, I knew that, like, for me, I can't speak like, oh, I know everything in the world. Nah, that moment though, I felt like, yeah, Braun's coming out, gonna mess up this match. Especially that's why he left in the first place. Why is Ilya getting the match?
Oh no, no, Sammy touched on it earlier because Ilya walked up to him like, I'm not on beg for nothing," and then
Right.
Sammy says, "No, no, 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 no. I asked for this match. I see a lot of myself in you." I thought that promo was dog shit.
Yeah, nah, that shit was
I thought that
terrible.
was
You know,
absolute ass.
you know what was better than that? When Adam Pearce told Braun Breaker, "Oh, Sammy came to me with some respect. You could learn something." I was like, he
Yeah,
should, yeah, that was better than
that was cheeky.
yeah. And then you see Braun Breaker like this
You
motherfucker.
see the vein in his neck saying, "What did you say to me?"
Yeah, like, I'm not gonna lie, Adam Pearce, he be saying some shit. He told Drew to look at him while he's speaking to him.
Oh, you caught that too.
Yeah, he's on timing with these
You
guys.
saw Drew give a little smirk, like,
Yeah,
oh,
he
it's
broke him right.
like
Yeah,
that,
he broke him.
like that, huh?
I caught that one. Yeah, Adam Pearce, he be snapping back. I'm not gonna lie. Those are yeah, some fun moments right there for Raw.
Now, Pierce, you get some bass in his voice. You get some like Vince McMahon Rasmus saying, "Look at me when I'm talking to you."
Man, I'm
Or throw
just
a boy in there or something.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm waiting for Adam Pearce to squabble with one of these guys, hit him with a finisher, and make like remind him, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just like, hold on, don't you do it. Stay wrestling whoever you wrestling.
Let me remind you who the hell I am. They didn't call me Scrap Daddy for shits and giggles.
Yeah, just one time.
But again, I think that might be the role that all this fills. I hope at least
I feel
because
like
all this versus Drew is definite money. Even all this versus Cody 3, that's money. All this versus Rhodes, I may buy a ticket once that match gets announced or not, or Roman.
yeah, the role that they got Adam Pearce, like this real combative role. I felt like that's the type of time I thought Nick Aldis was gonna be on. But maybe because he got hurt, they chilled out on that for a second.
But again, back to what we touched on earlier. Everything the Wyatts have touched, they've gone back to their old forms. Who was in Adam Pearce's office last week? Oh,
Hmm.
Dallas.
A privileged conversation.
We still have no clue what was said. We
Mm,
may never know what was said, at least for the next few weeks.
mm.
So we're potentially seeing the evolution of Adam Pearce as general manager right now. Hopefully
Definitely.
they don't forget about this because there's a lot they can do with Adam Pearce right now. He's far, far, far different from what he was when he first took this role as GM.
And then I felt like in the beginning too, he was kind of in charge of both shows a little bit. Then
Yep.
sometimes one. Then he has Sonya Deville as like his assistant running SmackDown.
Sonya Deville and Nick Aldis were brought in purely because they told Adam Pierce, "I'm here because you were struggling to do this job by yourself."
Mm.
You don't think that resonated in the back of his head? You have an outsider that has never set foot in the WWE before telling you, "I'm here because you can't do your job. I'm here because you're a pussy."
My boy be handing out fines, bro. Suspension.
Ooh. Okay. Okay. I can't get a $500 dinner this night. All right, I'm good.
Man. How long you think they keep up with the tapes? I didn't think we would get one. I mean, like, I felt like
I,
after last week,
I,
it felt like a collective of all of them. Like we seen them unmasked.
realistically speaking, if this goes on till Survivor Series, I won't be mad at it as long as they're this good.
Mm.
Now, I'm kind of over them hijacking the Pat McAfee show in the mornings. I'm kind of over that because we're probably not going to get a payoff on ESPN at least anytime soon. But yeah, just keep that on Raw. That's why I'm pleased that they're not doing this stuff on SmackDown. It's strictly a Raw exclusive for the most part.
Is that Pat McAfee so funny that like you don't know if he really trolling?
Well, for the up until this week, he thought it was his crew just fucking with him
That
because they've had instead of them going like towards like the 3 hour mark, whatever, they happened to stop a little earlier. So maybe they're trying to like zero in on a routine. Because just to tell ESPN, hey, we're gonna just stick to your time strains with all due respect. Yeah, we've been dicking around and all that, but we'll try to keep true to that. But I don't even, I don't know.
my boy strapped in the VHS tape in the back seat. Well, it was the back seat or front seat. I'm not sure. I seen the you seen the picture on Twitter on Twitter on Instagram.
No, the back seat.
Yeah, I was like, man, he having too much fun with this. Having too much fun
He,
with this.
he was gripping that bat extra tight because he says he saw Abigail leave the studio.
Hmm.
But also, was it is it this month? Him and his crew with AJ Hawk are going to be on the DLC on the game.
Wow, I feel like
I want
that
to say
took
it's,
forever.
well, they said it was going to be a summer exclusive.
Hmm.
So let's see. Next week, yeah, I think if I'm not mistaken, next Wednesday. So instead of watching Dynamite, folks will be playing as AJ Hawk.
Had these
You know,
boys in the backstage match.
folks are calling this the worst DLC package in WWE's video game history.
Man, it might be for real. No bullshit. But it's cool. It's cool though, cause he got his friends on there. You feel me? So it's all right.
So you mean to tell me that folks are more excited to have Bad Bunny and Post Malone as a playable character, but not Pat McAfee and AJ Hawk? I'm just trying to see like where everyone's energy is with that.
I think the AJ Hawk one is at Pat McAfee too, but AJ Hawk is interesting because you know to be face scanned by EA and Madden games, and
And,
then now being
and then you have
AAA.
I think Darius Butler has a character, Ty Schmidt, Boscon, their characters as well.
Mm-hmm.
But shit, you got motherfuckers playing as a custom King Kong. So wouldn't you want to have characters that are already scanned into the game in general?
It'll be fun too to make little content and stuff like that.
Hmm.
People gonna make their own little wire stuff backstage. Man,
The YS6 is already in community creations.
yep. How'd you feel overall? Giving it a grade. How'd you feel about this Raw episode?
SummerSlam's looking nice already, and this is just the Raw portion of it. Like
I can dig it. Oh
actually,
yeah.
Matt, let's see. On the SmackDown side, we're obviously we're getting Cody versus Solo. That's gonna be fun. What else we got lined up for SmackDown so far? Just that match.
SmackDown. I'm not really sure what they got going on
See,
for this
you got 3 episodes of SmackDown that set up their half of the SummerSlam card.
because I do
Oh
want
no, no, no,
SummerSlam.
we're getting Bailey versus Nia too. I forgot about that.
Oh,
Nia versus BB
hold
and
on, hold
Bailey,
on, hold on, hold on.
and possibly also LA versus Logan Paul, more than likely. So shit, SummerSlam, what
Okay,
seven, eight
so
matches potentially?
check this out. I don't know how accurate this is. Y'all can fact check me. I'll be all right. This is from K Side Seats. WWE will tape next Friday's SmackDown after this Friday's live show, according to PW Insider. WWE is touring Japan next Thursday through Saturday.
Oh, oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
So we got one live, one tape, one live before SummerSlam.
Yeah, because one of the folks advertised for the Japan shows is a lady that Daddy hasn't seen since the first Mae Young Classic.
Yeah, I read on that too.
And also, I could be reading too much into this.
Mako.
Shinsuke's been Shinsuke Nakamura has been hanging out with Minoru Suzuki this weekend. They was all having micheladas and margaritas.
Yeah, Satomura, right?
Yep, Nico Satomura.
Yeah. Satomura hasn't wrestled for WWE since her March 2023 match against Roxanne Perez.
Oh, that's right. She did have a match last year. I thought it was just the Mae Young Classic match. And then also, on a quick sidebar note, Josh
Huh.
Barnett announced a participant for the upcoming Bloodsport event. In Bloodsport from NXT, our boy Charlie Dempsey.
Hmm.
What you reading up on?
So Dalton Castle was knocked out by a flying knee from Roderick Strong during their match on the latest AEW Collision.
Yep, he got knocked out flush. I saw that match.
And Dave Meltzer noted the television version of the finish was edited because in the building, this was a complete mess.
Yeah, because Rampage and Collision, they're pre-tapes for the most part. Only Dynamite's live. Like the ref looked at him too, and saw he was out. So they did the normal count, and then they did a recount, and he counted to 3 or something like that.
Now, I got to
I
go back
think
and
right,
watch that.
I think right now they're doing their legs at this esports convention center in Texas, where the place holds less than 1,000 people.
Mm.
And Tony Khan saying he wants to book Cowboy Stadium.
Yeah, I was just reading up on that right there. I mean, it's not really. I was going to say interesting,
I'm
but that was a
sending you the
little.
Dalton Castle clip right now.
Yeah, that's the one that flew over my head. But the
Yeah,
yeah,
I just sent it to you.
WWE being taped. That's the one that I'm like,
I don't
because
see
it's
why they don't just film in Japan.
right.
Or honestly, I wouldn't be mad if they show footage from them being in Mexico this past weekend.
Wow.
And that's the edited version that's floating around, not what actually happened. But he still told you to see these out.
Yeah.
Actually, no, who was the ref in that match? Oh no, it ain't the usual that I was thinking. That's a different ref that they got.
You could tell too,
Hmm.
like the way he got his leg hooked, and then the
You can
last
see just the way he
finisher.
fell.
Yeah.
But in the Mexico shows they had Stephanie Vacker versus Isla Dawn, which was a pretty solid match, and they gave Stephanie some mic time. Isla came out, started talking and all that, and talking English. Stephanie just cuts to Rob. They're in Mexico. They're saying, "You're in Mexico. Here we speak Spanish," and just she gets caught with one, and then they have
Mm.
an impromptu match. But again, I guess with Stephanie Vacker, even with Julia, their contracts aren't the typical NXT contracts. So by that meaning, they're going to be paid a little more than what the NXT average is because they wanted to lock them in from AEW. So they basically matched what AEW what Tony's going to offer them
Mm.
essentially. But speaking of
All about the
signings,
money.
allegedly Natty's back.
I wouldn't want to see her go, man. Just keep, you know what I'm saying? Keep her around.
Keep her around, get it put in the Hall of Fame. But again, if you count Natty, Julia, and now Stephanie, that's three women Mercedes said was locked in.
Mm.
And like I said, she saw the stuff from Dynamite and AEW and all that. She see what NXT was doing and probably told Sean, I like this a little bit better.
Got to work it out.
I
Whatever's going to
mean,
work.
would you rather perform in a building that's 20% full or a sold out house?
Man, sold our house, and you know we
Let's,
working.
let's just be honest.
Yeah.
Speaking of sold out house, like I told you earlier, TNA Impact, third consecutive sellout pay per views.
Mm.
Slammiversary is this weekend. They're trying to get permits to throw in a couple more seats in there.
I think TNA good too though, cause they got that element that AEW does their best to fight off, and that's the entertainment value. Like they entertain over in TNA. They're not afraid with having little wacky storylines. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
Little stuff
it's
going
not
on
that they're
here and
afraid of
there.
doing it. It's just you got to stick with the story longer than 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Got to.
You,
Production
you
too,
cannot be
like what
you
they've
cannot
been
be afraid of
doing,
consistency.
what they've been doing with Matt Hardy has always been money. Before he came back, after, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the type of shit you want to be able to do with that type of talent. Use
And
them to their
then
best
Moose has been
abilities.
on fire for years. Eddie Edwards, Eric Young, PCO, for the most part, the Machine Guns,
Be honest,
Jordan
too.
Grace.
I felt like there was a few times Sting and Darby Allen. I would be expecting something from their promos, and it just felt like, oh, you did, yeah, they're just talking, just with like you know what I'm saying? Either the black and white tone or just talking with a dark setting.
Hmm.
But like real cinematic, like getting that bag. I think they did it once with Sting. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, it was a match with him and Darby. I want to say it was either Wardlow or Hobbs in that match with Starks, and that's when he had they're in that weird warehouse or whatever. Yeah, all the folks with the Sting masks and all that shit. Yeah, it might have been against Team Taz of Starks and Hobbs.
yeah, like
Now
they
that I
had
think about it,
opportunity. But yeah,
you
Raw's
gotta be
fire.
you can't be afraid of consistency. At the end of the day, I mean, everything's gonna have its peaks and valleys, but they've gotten better at it now these last couple of weeks. But again, they show signs of progress before. It's just you just got to stick with them.
Even like just the way that WWE presented the VHS tapes. Like there's kids that don't even know what the hell that is unless they parents into collectibles, you know what I'm saying, and teaching them what it was
God help
like.
if it was an 8 track.
Yeah. But they making it
Or
work.
yeah,
Making it work. We're not even questioning it. Like,
I don't know. We still question it, but it's just like once we see it, we're just like, okay, okay, I see what you did there.
cause it's just like VHS. In my mind, I always wondered why the VHS. It just adds more mystique, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Gives that old school feel to it.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, we gonna end this soon. You got any thing else you want to touch on from Raw, son?
Nothing that I can find right now. I think we're set.
Yeah, to me it was a nice. I like the episodes tonight. Like 3 hour show. I came home, was able to watch it quick. The minor exception of little female tag matches and stuff like that. But we got past that. It was only about like 8 minutes or so. Nothing crazy. So I was cool with the Raw. I give it like, I mean, if I'm giving a letter grade, I'll give it maybe a B.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Let's see. It's for NXT tomorrow. We're getting Duke Hudson versus Obafemi for the NXT North American Championship. We're getting Brooks Jensen versus Javon Evans. We're getting now. This is going to be my personal favorite match for tomorrow: Gallus versus the Rascals.
That's it. That's the money right there.
Trey Miguel making his WWE debut tomorrow.
Mm, that's it right there. What was the first match you had? Obafemi and what's
Duke
your thoughts
Hudson.
on? What's your thoughts on? They keep calling it. I don't know if it's the official name, but people dubbing it the F10.
I've heard that name before only because Brian Cage was doing it before, but yeah, I'm not mad at it.
Okay,
Yeah, it is what it is.
it's that time where Brock got to give it up, give up the F5. It's not. It's
Uh,
not like you can't
well,
bother that no more.
this is more just he's just spinning it around. Brock's F5
He lands with
as
them, pulls them
as
down.
he gets older, it seems more like a modified DDT at the end.
Hmm.
But again, the sooner Brock comes back, the better. I don't know how you're gonna fit him in with anything, but the fact that he's back on whether it's Raw or SmackDown, shit. At this point, I don't even care if he's just running a rush on NXT, just fucking shit up.
I think they got something there with Paul Heyman, and I think Brock might. You can't tell me there's a world where like Brock sat there fought Cody 3 times and respects him, and then probably I could see where he's salty at Roman because he got Paul Heyman, but like he ran the fade with Roman a few times that had that same respect for him.
And I think they're. I don't know who's got that overall record right there between the two of them. And then you still have the ominous CM Punk there as well.
And I think Last week we didn't see or hear no mention of Paul Heyman, so we can be on a track where we just kind of not gonna mention. I mean, he's injured. He's a 60-year-old man. Got shit.
He's excommunicated.
Yeah, he got triple power bomb, shield bomb through the announce table. He should be
You got
off
Solo
TV for a few
saying
weeks.
Roman wants this too. He can get it too. But
Yeah.
I noticed that folks on Twitter, they're starting to side with what we've been saying since day one. What if Jacob is really on Roman's side? He sees what Solo's doing, and telling Roman, "Hey, he's doing everything he thought he was doing. You want me
Hmm.
to take him out now, or wait till you come back get the signal?"
Yeah, bro. I really, yeah, Solo, he gonna get left by himself. Like I think unless they plan on continue, we ain't see no Caesar Sokoa yet. Maybe that's, you know what I'm saying. We haven't seen nothing from that yet. Maybe that's coming up. But does he win the championship and become Caesar?
I can see him winning the championship. I don't see him renaming himself.
Mm.
Well, speaking of renaming, let's touch on what we both saw earlier. If we read it correctly, any person that had a name in WWE can keep that name permanently.
Yeah. So if they come into WWE with their name, WWE is gonna have the rights to the trademarks and
But when they
copyrights.
leave,
Is
they're
back.
good.
Yep, back in their hands.
And from a business standpoint, that's probably proper for merchandise purposes and all that. Because again, with Triple H, he's trying to rebuild every bridge that Vince burnt, and then bridges that weren't attainable in the past. So
And
it makes sense to say, hey, if you want to go here, go here. We gotta connect for you. You want to keep this name or go to your old name? We're good with either option. Just let us
Mhm.
know.
Yeah, because intellectual property is a very funny word. Like, and the way that it's authorized is funny too. You know what I'm saying?
The way it should be versus the way it was used in the Vince regime.
Right. Because, like you said, possessions, right? 9 tenths of the law. Once you sign things away without a fight, it's kind of like
Hmm.
in the court of law. You got to watch what you signing, or you got to put up a better. They're gonna just tell you, well, you signed. You put your John Hancock
Or just
on you.
have your lawyer read the damn contract.
Hmm.
Don't just sign it because you see dollar signs.
I mean, I don't know if it has anything to do with Dijak's interview, but he spoke on that too. He spoke about how he couldn't just use Dijak, how he has to be Donovan Dijak because an agreement he made with WWE. So I don't know if that news is changing because of that interview that he had on Busted Open.
Well, a part of me still feels like, much like what with the Zelina Vega Twitch stuff earlier, even with the Mandy Rose and the OnlyFans situation, it's like Triple H is going, I got meetings with X, Y, and Z. Let me lock these meetings down because we got stuff in the works. Just give me a little bit of time. But not all folks could be open to said time. They say, no, it's my shit. I want it now.
So now is it because I went and reread what I sent you.
Hmm.
Apparently, WWE will now trademark the name of every new signing, like Ethan
Just for
Page.
example, Julia, Ethan Page, Stephanie Backer, Cody Rhodes.
But so now, if it's homegrown talent, I'm assuming that's what WWE is going to keep their own. Like if you were brought up in the NIL NXT system, you came in with no character, and we built all of that for you,
I guess we'll have to wait and see for that one.
right? Because it would be interesting to see. Because like the guy asked in the tweet, so hypothetically, Paul White can be Big Show again.
The
Now,
way I was reading it, since that was the grandfather name, I don't see any reason to say no to that because I don't even think they own that trademark anymore.
hmm,
But that's one of those what to wait and see. I mean, now, for example, with Ricochet, where he ends up, he'll be a little different because he was Ricochet before WWE. Um, Same with Dijak. He was Diamond Dijakovic before he came to WWE. Uh, yeah, we'll have to see if whoever would like to test free agency, so to speak, from this newer crop, if they want to.
could that be a sign right there? Like WWE is kind of like not holding anybody back. Like, well, if you want to go bet on yourself, go ahead. We got we
And
got the
and
tech.
if you live in good graces, that door's still gonna be open. Just go have your fun. When you come back, you'll be a bigger star than when you left, and we're good.
Yeah, because it's a working relationship, right? Like, yeah, WWE gives you the platform to be the like if they made the character for you, gave you the gimmick, but you yourself, you the person that go out there, each and every person that go out there, they got to perform, do that shit good,
Mhm.
captivate the crowd, get the emotions of the consumers and the fans. So yeah, it's good to see that everybody getting what they deserve in terms of eating. Like it might not be an equal piece of the pie, but it's like a chance to like, well, if you're not getting what you want here, then if you feel you could do something over there, go ahead.
And especially with now, you have a possible partnership with Marigold, uh, maybe AAA in Mexico. As we now know, two guys from NXT, they're going to be hosting Noah for their N1 tournament later this summer.
Mm.
So there's definitely other doors that open to where, again, if you're leaving in on good terms with WWE, there's places that they can go to where, in theory, as where there's not, they'll still have an eye on you. They'll see physically you put in the work. So that way, when that you have your fun or whatever, and you have a set asking price, Triple H say, "That's cool. How about this much more? We see what you've been doing. You've earned this much more."
Nah, that makes perfect sense. It's good business. That at least it seems that way to the naked eye. It seems like good business being done right there.
As opposed to the other side, which is like you ask whatever you want because you have sort of quote unquote name value,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have Tony Khan saying you're having the greatest run of your life, a la Adam Copeland, the greatest run of his career. He's out with a broken leg.
Crazy. Not gonna
Now,
lie, that
again,
shit that shit is bad right there.
again, with him, everything's just rainbows and sunshine, and it blows my mind.
Mm-mm.
So I guess when when Natty, according to Meltzer folks, she never officially entered free agency. So she stepped away. Her contract was running out, but WWE says, "Hey, here, how about this for this much?" And she stayed with that. And AEW was prepared to give her whatever she wanted, but she probably saw what was going on over there, and she probably said, "No, I got it pretty good over here."
Man, yeah. Some of these superstars they need to start like you know what I'm saying. I mean, I'm not saying because WWE got the bag to pay y'all, but if they don't feel like you're worth, just chill. Cause look, Jalen Brunson, team friendly contract. Mikael Bridges about to start working on that. They're about to start working on getting a team right. Like, yeah, they could be getting paid the maxi max. You know what I'm saying? Like, but they working on the team friendly joints. Like Brunson already came over here underpaid. Whatever he extended for, is it we shouldn't even watch that. Now Mikkel, he gonna come through when his extension come. He already said it. He said it.
I guarantee you, Tom Brady would not have 6 rings with Bill Belichick if he didn't say no to those big ass contracts. If he got whatever big contract that he probably wanted, that he probably deserved at the time, he wouldn't have had 6 rings with New England.
Crazy.
Jeter wouldn't have had all them rings with the Yankees. As we're learning to see with Mahomes, who's rumored to follow suit as well, he won't be a dynasty right now.
Yeah. Him and
So
Kelsey.
again, like
Yeah. You
like
got
the
other.
bag's always going to be there, but it's like, are you willing to fight this check now, knowing that a bigger check's on the way? Now that's not the same for all folks, and I get that, but again, that separates a quote unquote star from a team player. Do they understand the bigger picture and whatnot?
It seems like if you can't get your way, then it just become about the money.
Hmm.
Got to maximize. I mean,
And then the minute it's about the money, in my opinion, it's no longer for the love of the game, which is why you got the first bag in the first place.
that's what ultimately though. That's what make like subconsciously you don't even know that you want the bag. You know what I'm saying? Because if you were just happy to be there, some people be happy to be there. Like I was shocked when Jinder Mahal wanted to go, but when I found out his reasoning, like if that was the real, like he wasn't happy with how, know what I mean, his fellow Indians were being portrayed and all that, like, and they just felt like they you know what I mean, they weren't being utilized. But for the most part, it looked like he was just happy to be there. So
Yeah,
they had to use him.
but also I think in his case, to a degree, one could argue Vince probably overfed his ego because he got fired the first time, came back like getting like a bodybuilder, and that's why Vince put the belt on him. And Vince probably told him he's going to be the big star. He's going to be the guy to push the Indian market, and going to be the guy for the Saudi Arabian market, and the the physical aesthetics were there, but maybe the talent not so much.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought he was alright. Like the Colossus, his finisher, everything was
Like,
alright. Like
but again, if you're putting him fast forward to now, when you have Randy Orton, AJ Styles, Roman Reigns, at the time Brock Lesnar, now Cody Rhodes. There's levels to everything, and maybe again he's not a young man either, so maybe Father Time was too much against him, so maybe he probably couldn't get himself to that level or close to it. So yeah,
yeah, it was. I ain't gonna lie too. It's something about once he got the other two dudes, like him having the Bollywood boys was perfect because it wasn't surrounded on him trying to get them over. They were just his like they
they
were
were
helping.
luckies,
Yeah, they were his legs. They helping him. Now when you got Shanky and Veer, it became like now his job is to help elevate them.
and that could have worked. It's just the timing of everything probably wasn't on their side.
Then you take out Shanky, Veer's coming, then he stops coming.
Then he starts coming again,
Then
and then he leaves. So will he ever come?
fucking Veer, man.
And
That's
again, wherever he ends up, will his the Tron say, "I have came"?
it should that'll be the place would erupt. They would go nuts. I'm telling you.
But
Nah,
again, with him, he's the guy that would fit perfectly in TNA.
even that though, right? Like I was sold. I'm like, yeah, now Jinder got credible dudes with him. Like not saying Bollywood boy, but you know what I mean? We seen them on 205 Live. Like we know like they not gonna walk. They was like J&J security for Seth Rollins, to be honest.
But also, Veer Mahan was the first guy in a while where he actually got a vignette.
Yeah. Like his
We
own,
hadn't seen
like,
that in a while.
yeah. like a real throwback. Like somebody's pulling. Well, you know, he was coming. He was supposed to come on many occasions.
Oh my god! From
I
all
feel
angles.
yeah, all angles, man. It's just even they dropped. Like I don't want to say they dropped the ball in this shit. I wasn't like it wasn't a bad name, but I felt like I didn't know what it meant. If it meant something, just in the shit,
Right.
you know, they got the good. So yeah, there's some people like I don't know who else is happy to. I mean, like Katana Chance and Carter, Caden Carter. They look like they happy to be there, being used how they happy to be. You know what I'm saying?
No, no, with them too. Again, I honestly think that now Triple H is trying to salvage the women's tag division.
Let me ask you something, cause I always thought this too, low key. Do you think they went with this NIL? Obviously, it's the athletic route. Do you think it's because of the mentality? Like, do you think like indie wrestlers or people that grew up loving wrestling feel more entitled, or they have more of a creative for themselves than like a person that you plucking from different worlds? Like you can mold, they're more moldable. Like I've heard that
I'll,
word
I'll,
a
I'll
lot.
answer that. I'll answer that question with this question: what other indie free agents are out there in the world?
It's hard when like you would have to
I,
really pay attention to that indie circuit, and then
I,
it digs down to are they in the contracts?
aside from a Jacob Fatu, anyone in that family, maybe even an Alex Hammerstone or a Mance Warner. There's not a lot of guys.
That's what I'm saying. But like before, I guess ROH kept people, but like smaller indie promotions than ROH, right? Like I feel like they were the indie promotion that was like the top tier indie promotion, right? Then you got like the locals, which would be like territory. I feel is everybody picking up the putting people on contracts, like they are exclusive to like, and I mean, man, you got Matt Cardona out there.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
And
Like,
he said he's not opposed to coming back because he just got his injury that he's nursing right now that he should be back any day for.
and again, he's one that might have a creative for himself. Like he said it, oh, I'm not going back as Zack Ryder. Is that
Ryder's
mentality?
dead.
Yeah, is that type of mentality? Like, all right, what if we didn't want to have you as Zack Ryder, but that mentality is just like, we gotta hold off on you for a second just to see.
In the Vince regime, yes. On the flip side, I can we can all agree that Matt Cardona is much better than Zack Ryder ever was, and
Oh
that's
hell
nothing
yeah.
against Zack Ryder. It's just
Nah, I'm so
It's a timing thing.
I've always fucked with Zack Ryder, like
But
internet
also
champion. You know what I'm saying?
as far as that, I think what AEW has done in regards to the independent circuit or what is left in the independent circuit post pandemic, it's kind of butchered right now.
Okay, like
Ev-
prestige.
Prestige that they've always been holding it down. Same with MLW. Even GCW has some good stuff from time to time.
Allen Angels looked phenomenal. Like that match with Uno,
He's gotten a lot better.
I was like, I see why you bet it on yourself. Now, at first, I had
I
reservations.
was
I was like,
skeptical.
yeah, I was. I'll be honest, Mister Double A. You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, how he gonna pull this off? And it was even one point, like the first run. To be honest, like let's be clear, he left and came back. And then the
Hmm.
second time, right now, is when it's like, okay, I seen that. I'm like, oh nah. I like how you see Prestige wasn't afraid to run off that AEW angle either. Like they played right into that shit. Like oh,
Well,
these are former teammates. They stable mates.
is Uno even contracted with AW still,
I don't think so.
or is he strictly being the Dark Order? I'm being the Elite.
Well, I don't want to misspeak. I don't know. I truly don't know.
But then
All
again, you also have what's his name that was riding with him.
it was the other one with the long hair that I think left. That I think
No,
he left.
I'm talking about with even that had the beard. Uh, uh, God damn it!
That he took the mask off
No, 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 no. Fuck. This is gonna bug the shit out of me now.
because they had the little stocky dude. I forgot his name right now. John, what was it? John Silver or something? Evil, Allen Angels, 10. When he took his mask off, he was with Roosh, and I forgot the
Stu
other
Grayson's the guy I'm thinking of.
Stu Grayson, the little Stu. That's the one with the. Is that the one with the
With
long hair?
the beard, bald head and
That-
beard.
Oh yeah, that's the little stocky one there. He be doing the
No, no,
little.
no. That's John Silver.
That's John. So Stu Grayson. I remember his
Older
name.
cat, bald head, jacked to the gills. He's nice. The long hair dude is Preston Vance.
Hold on. So Stu Grace. Oh,
I was a big fan of him at PWG.
you know what's crazy, bro? To me, they look the same. I'm gonna be honest. They OD look the same. Stu Grayson and Allen Angels. They're not the same person, bro.
No,
Bro, I promise you. Cause they like I'm really looking at them right now. I forgot. Cause like when you mentioning the beard, I'm trying to think like who. Yeah, now yeah, I had to look up. Yeah, Stu. Yeah, my bad, Stu. I ain't see you in a
now
minute.
if you got Stu mixed up with the Blade, I can see that comparison. But don't do him dirty like that compared to John Silver. That's fucked up.
Nah. You know what it was though? I forgot Like I'm thinking he was Allen Angels. Like, cause I know.
That's crazy.
Yeah, cause they look the same to me. So I'm trying to think of everybody that was in the group. But his beard is more than Allen Angels joint though. Allen Angels just got like his little standard beard. Like Stu Grayson got that chomper beard going on. Damn,
But
they dropped the ball on the Dark Order. That was their group right there too. Like I ain't gonna
well,
lie.
I mean, they never really recovered from Broly's passing.
Shit, bro. They
Yeah,
still
yeah,
had the
yeah,
fans
yeah,
behind them though.
you had something with Hangman there for a minute,
Cause I get what you
and
saying.
then
Like it's hard to, but it seemed like the talent is still like active. Like dudes that was still in the joint, they still working.
yeah, and then the Young Bucks got power hungry. Just
They
call what we'll call what it is.
they got to be the hottest thing in town.
And they're not even the hottest thing either. I think Marco Stunt's return got more of a positive reaction than the Elite has ever gotten in recent months.
Cause people like me fucking actually like the kid, bro. I remember I used to ask, "Where's Marco Stunt?" Like, bro, cause like I ain't gonna lie, we could always root for like the underdog, bro. There was always a Rey Mysterio, a fucking Zach Gowen, you know what I mean, a Brian Kendrick, Paul London, that like undersized competitors that we fucked with, like
But this is a dude that Hornswoggle might tower over.
crazy. Nah, I ain't gonna lie, Marco Stunt, yeah, he has a bad record in AEW, but it was just
But
fun to see it, like it
but
was just
also
fun.
with Marco, I think he might have been injured when they let him go.
He was just like walking around with them after a while, like with the little
He
sling.
had a cast on, I think,
Yeah,
on his
something.
foot.
Oh, I don't remember that one. I thought it was his shoulder. Yeah, whatever
I
his
thought it was his
injury.
foot, something like that.
Yeah, I do
I could
remember
be
him
wrong.
being hurt. Nah, I don't know. I could be wrong too. I do remember him being hurt though. That's when these two started going north more. Luchasaurus and then Jungle Boy. I remember they used to have them more like a trios, like doing the trios.
Jurassic Express.
Yep. I thought it was kind of cool too how on his return they played that music to fuck with, like they played the whole entrance down to the video.
Now, when I saw live, a part of me thought that they pulled a Vince McMahon move and just put Kill Switch back to Luchasaurus.
Mm.
A part of me, I completely forgot about Marco Stunt.
I did too though. I ain't gonna lie. Like
But again, for moments like that, I appreciate. Yes, Tony Khan, talking to you. I appreciate your attention to detail. Again, it's the little things that mean the most, especially with these fans.
Nah, I think yeah, there be. I feel like there be some attempts being made, but they need to be on a grander scale of things. Like you know what I'm saying. You went back to a cool moment with Jungle Boy and
But,
Marco Stunt,
but,
but
but
people
also
ain't even sold on Jungle Boy like on Jack Perry right now.
my only issue with that moment should have been on Dynamite.
Mm,
That because Jurassic Express was one of the key features in the early days of AEW. So this week is the 250th anniversary of Dynamite. This would have been a perfect spot to put that moment in there. Yes, they've made it to episode 250,
the brothers made it through.
and they're less than 40 episodes away from supposedly passing WCW.
Mm.
Let's get them there first, because that's all the loyalist fans seem to care about right now.
I mean, as long as Tony keep funding out the money for the shows, and as long as the network is going to have them, I don't see them going nowhere.
Ooh, I have breaking news from Major League Wrestling. Now, this has been confirmed by our boy Mr. Sean Ross Sapp, but a staple of MLW is no longer under contract and has elected to jump into free agency. And this man is Ricky Shane Page. Um, it would be interesting if WWE or TNA looks at him, but because he prefers that hardcore style, I can see him jump into AEW. In all honesty, he's not that bad on the mic. He's somewhat of a bigger guy. Again, ring work, he's not that bad, but I can see him jumping on the Tony Khan ship. And him and Moxley will have some hardcore matches for shits and giggles.
Yeah, I'm looking him up right now. He look like he TNA bound.
But again, it would not surprise me if he jumps over to AEW.
But let me get out of here. I gotta wake up in the morning, finish doing this stuff for the family and stuff. You feel me?
Gotcha, gotcha.
Yes, sir. Chat. You know we here. I'm gonna see if I got the energy to bring y'all the NXT joint. If not, we could bring it to y'all Wednesday too, though, the next day. But I gotta catch up with that tomorrow. Friday, you know we rocking for sure, Chad. So we here. We back on YouTube. The ban has been lifted. We back on YouTube. We here.
Also, like I said, we got Slammiversary this weekend too.
Mm, we are
Ne-
here.
ne- Next week, the G1 kicks off. Lots of going down in these next few days.
Business is about to pick up.
Yes, sir.
Until the next one, chat. Much love. I appreciate y'all being here. Raising my brother. Yes, sir.
You know it.